What is up, everybody? It's your boy Verse today. I'm gonna cover two topics in one video because the director of Spider-Man 2 has been going on a couple of interviews right now talking about the game post-launch. And then two topics I want to talk about is that the Mary Jane missions in Spider-Man 2, the stealth missions. People hated that game from the first game, me included. I did not like the Mary Jane missions or the Miles Morales stealth missions in the first game. I have not played Spider-Man 2 yet because I'm still on the principles that I'm not paying $70 for this game. I'm either going to get this game at a discounted price because of the bugs that was included with this game that was really not patched or whatever, not addressed, or either get it used for a cheaper price as well. So we're going to talk about him putting Mary Jane as one of the major heroes of the game. What it's like you buy the game to play as Spider-Man, either Miles Morales or Peter Parker. When did Mary Jane become Spider-Woman? Like, why is she a top hero? And apparently she is one shot at major big villains in the game as well. This is from what I heard so far. She has a taser and she's now like Metal Gear Solid Snake or John Wick with that taser. It's just so ridiculous. So the director of Spider-Man 2 explained that they kept MJ's stealth missions from the first game despite their unpopularity to show the character was a capable hero. Even if she didn't have powers, yes, because you play Spider-Man to play as Mary Jane. Said nobody ever. So, I don't know. The Western media is definitely on their girl boss phase. Even though you play this property to play as Spider-Man, or you watch a movie to watch the hero of your choice, is most likely gonna be a dude. But they have to force like the love interest or the side character to be the hero as well, or even take more shine than the main hero. That is something that's really annoying by Western media. So if they did do a Superman game that people wanted, people clamored for a Superman game. If they did a Superman game, they would literally have Lois Lane as a hero of the game in this current climate right now. So that is very interesting. Once again, Mary Jane has always been a side character, the love interest of Peter Parker. I don't need her being on the same level as Peter Parker. That's just nonsense. And I heard she's taking down fully grown dudes in this game. So that is kind of crazy that they have this in here, but that's the current climate we're in right now. And also, kind of funny interviewed this guy about if Wolverine and Spider-Man 2 is connected, and he said yes. So I don't know. And then on kind of funny as well, it's kind of funny, no pun intended, how they grilled Phil Spencer about the bugs in Redfall. He had to make a emergency visit to talk about the bugs in Redfall and how he was disappointed with that game and how they should have did better with that game, with the bugs and unfinishness of Redfall. But kind of funny, didn't ask this guy not once about the bugs in this game. They just slipped their minds, huh? Man, these journalists, so-called journalists, are terrified to ask these developers or directors hard-hitting questions. This is basically just advertising at this point. Come on our channel, talk about your game. You get free publicity, we get free publicity. This is advertising at the end of the day. They don't ask any questions that would make them like squirm in their seats. But they did with Phil Spencer though. They asked Phil Spencer about the that's just like once again the biasness is on full display here, people. But yeah, I don't have too much faith in this Wolverine game. No, the Spider-Man 2 is buggy like this. What makes you think Wolverine won't be just as buggy? Or it won't have like a side character who takes a big role as the main character instead of playing as Wolverine. So I don't know. People are excited about this news that they're joining universes, but I'm not really too happy about Wolverine, to be honest, because this game could be buggy. This game got the same trope where it's like another character who's a woman in the game who's a side character you never even heard of. It's gonna be the girl boss of Wolverine. You won't even play as Wolverine most of the game. So I think the same sentiments can happen in that game, but let's see what people have to say about this right here. They were actually more fun than most open world side activities. Glad they kept them. They were a nice change of pace. Who knows? Like I said, once again, I haven't played this part 2 yet, so if they're greatly improved, great, but we could have done without them to begin with. Like, I don't want to play Spider-Man 2 and play as Mary Jane. I don't see the purpose of that. I can understand if it's a side mission, but you're forcing us to play as Mary Jane. My question is, why would a normal human be OP? This is one of those things that is just to shut up about it. The fans enjoyed the MJ sections of the game, and that is great, but when you think about it, if normal humans can be armed professionals, then what threat do they actually have? Okay. Her missions were so much better in Spider-Man 2. I didn't enjoy the Mary Jane's or Miles missions in Spider-Man 1. I get why they were there, but they slowed the game up. Yeah. I actually had a lot of fun playing as MJ. I found myself doubling back and taking other routes where they were enemies just to take them all out, especially with the web shooters. Once again, like, people enjoyed it, but once again, I don't want to play as Mary Jane. Either have a reason why Peter Parker has to do stealth missions or whatever. I don't see why I gotta play as Mary Jane. It's just so weird. Once again, this is only modern gaming that's doing this nonsense. Where you can't play as the main character. You have to play as some other side character. They have to be the hero as well. I was like, when has Mary Jane ever been a hero? It's just weird. Mary Sue Watson, one shot in symbiotes while it takes 50 hits to down one. W game though. Kind of disappointed there wasn't more of these missions. This guy wants more of the missions, okay. Oh, and there should have been a backlash scene where you play as Uncle Ben walking around the streets for 15-20 minutes until you get... What? I just read this. What is he talking about? That is crazy. Just play as Uncle Ben until you get shot. What type of thought process is that? Jeez. But is she a hero? Just because a character isn't a villain doesn't mean they need to be a hero. Regular people still exist. It's totally fine to not have all characters capable of taking on super powerful villains and armored mercenaries. The fact that everyone can is, yeah, if they could, they probably would have Aunt May have a taser too and take down people. But I think she died in the previous game. I don't remember, but I think she passed. She's gone in this universe now. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Spoiler, I guess, if you haven't played the first one. We are fed up. She really was too OP. Yeah, when you got a regular person who's like barely out of high school, stronger than Spider-Man, there's a problem. Just one-shot characters, that's crazy. Mary Jane Solid Snake went crazy. She isn't a hero. End of story. Would you have preferred the game with or without the Mary Jane missions? I'm going to say without. What do people vote? 41% said with, 58% said without. Out of 3,000, almost 4,000 votes. Okay. Craven, trained hunters fear the NY white woman. So apparently you fight against Craven, who is like the pronounced the greatest hunter, who has he has a huge trained squad of people, gets taken out by Mary Jane. That is just wild. They need to be replaced. You have years to get feedback and keep an unfun portion of your game in, because why not? Unsurprising, it's a political move, always has been. A universe full of actual female heroes. That's true too. There's a lot of female heroes in Spider-Man 2, or even female, like, I guess, like, they're not really the heroes but not villains either. What do you call, I think, anti-villains or just neutral people, like Black Cat. I mean, she's a villain, but she sometimes does heroic stuff, so I guess they could use her too. But we got the Mary Sue Watson version where Mary Jane is like girl boss, super hero. Because she's literally the writer, LMAO, the devs are just as toxic as their fan base. This game just seems insufferable. Just became my favorite dev. Her sections are really fun to me. I mean, I don't know. Like, once again, people are saying it's fun, so it might actually be fun. I haven't played the game yet, so I don't know. But it's just crazy how they make Mary Jane like John Wick and Metal Gear Solid. It's kind of crazy. But she was never before that. She was never that in the comics or any TV shows or movies I can remember. So it's just interesting how they made this change with the character. I was dreading having to play them, but they were also good, especially the last two. Okay, people are saying like it was actually fun, so I might be wrong. This might actually be a fun experience playing as her, just one-shotting people. So who knows? Once again, I'm going to play this game. This game gets a price drop because I'm not supporting this game launcher with so many bugs. And them being like pushed under the rug and main media not really talking about it like that. So the self-entitled piece of crap. This is Dreckman's successor with stubbornness on display. Like this ninja should have been laid off on the spot with entitlement toward legit criticism. Why bother criticizing crap in good faith only for these game devs to act like pansies? That's a politically correct way of saying what he's saying. Okay. She's not a hero and she's not capable. She's a Mary Sue. How can one not hate Western AAA devs at this point? In other words, he learned nothing, or maybe he did, because people would blindly buy the game because of Spider-Man. Yeah, because you're buying the game because of Spider-Man, not because of Mary Jane. So, I don't know. It was very weird. It's a weird trope of making these other side characters, love interests, be like girl bosses or the main hero. They did the same thing in the Mario movie, where they made Peach a girl boss as well. So, I mean, I still enjoy the Mario movie, but you watch the Mario movie to watch Mario, not Peach. So, I don't know. I mean, Peach is getting her own game very soon, so maybe they're gonna have their actual Mary Jane game eventually. It's not gonna be Spider-Man you're playing, but you're gonna play as Mary Jane for the main game. Maybe that's where they're going with this, just like the Peach game as well. So who knows? But I'm gonna include it right here. It's just interesting that this director could talk about these two issues when I talk about those bugs. Like, answer that question about those bugs. That's what I want to know. Why this game's so buggy like this? But I digress. Definitely want to see your thoughts about this. Leave a like this video. And as always, thanks for watching, and peace.